All right, hello, good evening. Welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone. It's Bryan Fulford and Kelvin Rozier right now. Soon to be joining us will be Marcus Green.
We
Kelvin,
hope.
how you doing tonight? How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing great, man. It's getting closer and closer to the football season. Got a lot of all conference, all HBCUs lists out there. You got Stan Becton who's put together his top 10 preseason lists. So the bug is there. The football bug is there.
Man, it is definitely a good time of year. The boys are back on the grass, not just on the turf. They're back on the grass. And fall camp, we're about a week in now. I mean, because they took the field. What was it? Thursday of last week?
Friday of last week.
So almost a full week of action.
They go in full pads tomorrow.
Oh, full pads tomorrow. Nice. The volleyball court, the ladies are defending unbeaten SWAC volleyball champions, are back in the Gaither Gymnasium working out, right? Gaither Gym is where the volleyball team is working out. So that season has started, and it's good times, man. Good times. We got new. I'm telling you, the big. I know all that stuff is fascinating. We got a new president and all that stuff happening, and I know folks are all excited and jazzed up about. But I'll tell you what I'm really excited about, Kelvin. I'm excited about new license plates. I am excited about the new Florida A&M license plate. I mean, that came out of. I didn't even know that was going to happen in August. Like, of all the things I was excited about in the month of August, I was not expecting that to be on the list. But I have been pleading. I mean, look, who hasn't? If you live in the state of Florida and you've seen them ugly tags that we've had for like the last
No,
decade?
I have to disagree with you. They're not ugly, but I was tired of seeing them. I'm tired of them now. I wanted something fresh and new, and I like it. I really do. So my birthday is November, so I'll be getting a new one on my birthday.
Okay. The Rattler is ugly. That's on that license plate. The never before used, unofficially licensed
a rattler head can never be ugly, man. What you said is ugly.
Okay. Well, I don't have to look at that. I don't have to look at that Rattler head. I'm just trying to figure out how I can. I don't want to wait until May. So I'm just trying to figure out how can I get the new tag without having to wait. And if I go get the new tag now, do I have to change my, because mine is custom. Yeah. My tag is custom.
Yeah, you still got to pay, and then you're gonna have to pay again. But you can do it. You can switch it out.
I don't mind paying. Okay, I can switch it out without. I can do all that. Good. I don't want to pay. I don't want to. I don't have to wait. Give up.
All right.
Oh shit. Well, look, payday coming up on Friday. I'm gone. I'm to the I'm to the DMV on Friday getting the new tags. I don't even care if I have to wait because I know it is custom.
Right.
But I just go pay the money now. There it is, man. All right. Yeah. Well, hey, we got a good show for you tonight, folks. Thank you for jumping in early, however, and wherever you're watching us. Of course, our show is part of the Black College Sports Network and the Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page is where so many people are watching the show. You can always contribute to the show via the MyJBN Online, where you can join. You can make a super chat. You can give us a gift like Sweet did. Appreciate you, Sweet.
Thanks, Sweet.
Dropping us a gift. You can become a member of the Jericho Broadcast Network's family. We are working on some things where membership will have its privileges. I know for a while it's just been really your support, but now we're about to get into some things coming up here at the start of the football season and this athletic calendar where membership will have its privileges, put it like that. So, however you want to contribute, you can join the JBN Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube channel. But you may also be watching us in a number of other ways. Hello to folks watching us on Facebook, watching on the Black College Sports Network or our O&G StrikeZone Facebook pages. You could be watching us on Twitter. Instagram Live is back up and running. Say hello to the folks watching on Instagram Live. I see Liv for Hoops. What up, Liv? Jump on Instagram. So always love to see Liv on Instagram. So yeah, that's always.
She, that's little sis. So the young folks, man, they on Instagram.
Right. We gotta be where, yeah, we gotta be where they are. We gotta go to them. So appreciate however and wherever you're watching us. Those of you who also consume the content on the podcast, BCSN Pod Zone, thank you for always being a part of that. So yeah, just plenty of thanks. And again, thank you to everybody. One last final thank you to everyone who participated as part of the O&G Awards. Finally got a chance for those who might have missed the live show when we revealed or finally got all of those clips posted. So congratulations again to all of the student athletes, coaches, administrators, and hopefully you guys got a chance to see those awards. And thank you to everybody who was a part of the awards. All right, so loaded show, as I mentioned. On the show tonight, we are going to start with one of our volleyball alums. A couple of weeks ago, Kelvin, we shared with the family that a friend of the program, because we can say this because she's been on the show before, friend of the program, Isis Williams, has a new book. And, we shared a little bit about that book a couple of weeks ago. Well, tonight, Isis is coming on the show. She got a lot of things happening in her life. So we always like to celebrate, the Rattlers when we're doing stuff. And, she reached out to us about promoting the book. So I was like, definitely, we want to have you on. So we'll have her talk to us a little bit about the book. I think she might even have some bling on. I think they might have got their championship rings. Right. She's one of the more decorated volleyball players in the history of FAMU volleyball. So I don't know. She might come with all kinds of bling on tonight. But anyway, we'll talk to Isis. Looking forward to that at the bottom of the hour. Then as we get into hour two, we're going to bring on our good friends, Ashley Coleman, Eli Patrick, Colonel Eli. We'll get into some FangExchange, NIL talk.
Tasha will be on too.
Oh, I didn't get the memo. Tasha's coming on. All right.
Yeah.
So good stuff. I gotta meet. Okay, yeah. Let me see. Okay. That's gonna be good. So we got them coming at the top of hour two, and then at the bottom of hour two, our good friend GT3, Gerald Thomas.
That's what everybody waiting on.
Yeah, live from camp, and with a camp report. If you're not look, I'm telling you now, if you aren't following Gerald's articles or reports, he's even taking photos. So if you're following him on IG, he's dropping photos. I mean, Gerald is there, boots on the ground. So we're gonna find out the real about what's happening with camp, and might even have a special announcement about something new that'll be coming in the fall with Gerald. So looking forward to sharing that with Rattler Nation. But anything else you want to mention before we get into a little roll call?
Yeah, I'll just like to let our viewers know that, we got some new things that are coming down the pipe, as you mentioned. And part of that is making sure that we partnership with the rest of the FAMU, the podcasters, the fundraisers, because it's really important. We have championship programs, and almost all of our programs have realistic aspirations of winning championships this fall. And it's important that we are part of the solution and making sure that they can reach those goals. And I just give a real quick testimony. So, we saw the news about, we thought we had lost one of our star athletes because of funds to Division I program, a Power 4 program. And because of efforts of FangExchange in conjunction with a partnership with Fangs Up Podcast and the coach, we were able to, we found out that star athlete is returning to FAMU.
Is
Didn't
that
want
a
to go.
is that breaking news? Are we breaking news? I mean, is that what's
Well,
happening? Are you breaking
well,
news early, or you want to wait
well,
till later?
well, if you didn't watch Fangs Up, I think Fangs Up kind of spilled it, but
Oh, okay,
but not, most, some folks may not know.
okay,
We talking track. My
right.
my my, my most entertaining favorite track athlete,
Our male
Kurt
athlete of the year. Our
Kurt
male
Dawkins.
athlete of the year.
Kurt Dawkins, he's back. He's a Rattler still. So it's really
Nice.
important. It's really important what we do, and I'm glad we have this platform that we can bring people on and keep people abreast, and we're making a difference at the end of the day, and that's part of our responsibility as alumni.
Speaking of that, last week we mentioned, well, this was a day before the actual ribbon cutting of the new golf canopy. You were there. You had some photos. Might have even I didn't see any video, but you had photos. But you were there. Of course, it was maybe one of the last official things for Dr. Timothy Beard, who's done a great job over the past year, despite what some other knuckleheads may choose to say. What was your takeaway from what you that golf canopy ribbon cutting ceremony?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. The emphasis was on that campaign started essentially 60 days. Within 60 days, 60 to, 45 to 60 days, they were able to raise the funds, put the request out there, have the purchased item, have it delivered and installed. And so now we had some sponsors out there. And now we have something that not only helps our golf team, coach teaches golf as a course student, so he gets a chance to do more of that. And then there's some community groups that have kids golf that utilize that facility, and they help sponsor. They contributed to it also, and they were there, and you know they're gonna spend money to potentially to utilize that for their camps for the kids. And I know Rick is trying to arrange something with the athletic department and the rec center to do something on game day and make it a fundraiser. So it was a beautiful thing, professional, done, and we make it again. We make a difference when we get involved and we support. And these are all things that are driven by alumni. It's really not coming from the university. These requests and some of these wins. So we just got to continue.
It's funny you mention getting more than just one single use out of your facilities. It takes me back to this article that we shared in our own group, you, me, and Marcus. This story from the AP regarding. Now, this was a story about college tennis programs, right? Cutting their program, which we have seen happen to a fellow SWAC member just over the past week. And Prairie View A&M deciding to discontinue their tennis program. But it talked about the article in general, in general terms, was talking about being able to get more than just a single use out of it. Meaning, can you rent your courts? And as you were talking about the golf canopy, can that space be used by other entities, whether it be for rental purposes or, through city government opportunities, just ways to help. I know it can be expensive. And so it was kind of that rung in my head, this article that was talking about that. And, I don't know what our own tennis court situations like, and I don't know if we rent out our tennis courts to other places or facilities or used by the city.
We own it. We haven't made some investments in it. It's technically a teaching lab because we do have a physical ed department teaching program. Mm-hmm. And yes, the community does use it. I don't know if it's used in terms of fundraising though. That'd be I can't recall one off the top of my head.
Well, even if you rent out your facility, that could be your fundraiser. You know what I'm saying? That's sort of not an indirect fundraiser.
Well, especially since now that we've remodeled one court and we'll be starting the second one, we absolutely can do that now. We need to work on getting a digital scoring system and some kind of covered bleachers or sitting arrangement. But it's a nice facility, and we definitely need to seek every opportunity possible.
Right. All right. So good stuff. Glad you were able to be there, get some photos, and I look forward to hopefully being able to check it out on my next visit up to Tallahassee. While we still have some time in the first segment, let's go through the roll call because a lot of our friends have checked in and they're in there. So we always like to give the shout outs to those of you who have decided to jump in early and want to take some time out to shout us out. Shout out to Boo.
That's right. I was first. So you trying to skip over it. That's right. As soon as I got off work and got to the house, I made sure I logged on so I'd be the first one.
Yeah. What's up, Kelvin? Look, hold on. It's a good thing it doesn't show the time, man. I just looked at the timestamp. Good Lord, man. Yeah. All right. Anyway, what's up, Bull? Good to see you.
What's up, Bull?
Thank you for checking in. Marvin Allen, appreciate you for coming in. Kenneth Rozier.
What's up, Ken and Alice?
Yep. Good to see you guys. Melissa Wilson checking in. Melissa, good to see you, Melissa. Demetra.
What's up, Mitra? That's my dog.
Coming in. Mary 305.
Hey, Auntie.
Thank you for being a JBN subscriber as well. Good to see you. Ashton Harris checking in. Good to see you, Ashton.
What's up, Ash?
Yes, it is. Almost that time. B Starks checking in from the ATL.
What's up, B Starks?
Good to see you. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber as well. Tamara T, another JBN subscriber.
What's up, Tamara T?
We appreciate you. Thank you for your support and coming in. Good to see you. Hello, checking in.
Hello.
DQ. Good to see you, DQ. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. JT in the house.
What's up, JT?
JT Money in the house. Good to see you. Thank you. Marcus JY from Middle Georgia.
What's going on, Marcus?
Checking in. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber, Marcus. Appreciate you. Meredith, another JBN subscriber.
Hey, Meredith.
Appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. Troy White. What up, Troy?
What's up, Troy?
How you doing? Yes, indeed. There's Liv. How you doing, Liv? Good to see you.
Olivia. You got to call her by a government name.
She hides from that government name. She's ready for hoops, boy. Said, hey, the 8th of what is it? The 7th and 8th of October. Yeah. SWAC basketball media
days, absolutely.
In Birmingham, Alabama. I just want to know, will Liv be there? Do we need to work on finding a way to make sure Liv gets there?
Well, I think Liv. I know she's going to be at some games, and Liv, I think, might be calling a game or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. She got that taste of it last year.
I know. Yeah. What up, Sweet? Good to see you, Sweet. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber. Chuck Hunt, good to see you, Chuck. Thank you for
Nashville, Tennessee.
Coming in from Monroe, Louisiana. Let me see. Marvin Allen. I already shut out Marvin. Did I shut out Marvin? Good to see you, Marvin.
Yeah, we got Marvin.
All right. Alice McCullough from the 561, Palm Beach.
Right. Palm Beach in the house.
EA. Keep it light in there, EA. Don't get too crazy.
Do your thing, EA.
Whatever. Edwin Moore, good to see you checking in.
What's up, Instigator?
Coming in looking for scouting reports. Yeah, hanging around, passing off intel.
No, I ain't gonna let you talk about it. He's a loyal follower, man. We value you. Thank you.
Little baby. Good to see you, little baby.
Hey, little baby.
Iria Young.
What's up, Iria?
From rainy Carolinas. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jimmy Mack checking in a little late. Jimmy.
Matt.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. They had a Zoom chapter meeting. Okay. Well, we definitely understand that. We understand that. Hitman 1887. What up? Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. Oh, look who's in the building. Check it out.
It must be football. Hey, it must be football season.
Season.
Floyd just popped. What's up, RTD?
I know. RTD in the house. Oh, boy. It must be football season. Sam Gilbert checking in.
What's up, Sam?
Benny checking
Benny.
in.
Hey, Benny. Man. Hey, get us some intel on what Quinn got over there, man. I saw all those all conference players he got over there, especially on the opposite side of the ball.
Yeah. Liv checking in. Yeah. No, Liv. No one. No, we got you. You be good. Just no one. They'll make sure your credentials are good. They should. They know Liv. It's Liv for hoops. You got live for hoops or die lonely, as I like to say. There it is. All right. Well, any other little tidbits that we want to get to before we go to right about time where we hit our first break and get ready for our first interview that we've got? I was watching a little bit of the 220 Club today with Coach Sims and then Coach Colsey. I only caught the end of Coach Sims. Was anybody before Coach Sims?
No.
All right. I know when I tuned in, though, we were talking about nutrition tables and that again. So it was just like,
I'm hopeful and that we're working on a permanent solution. I applaud the efforts we got, and we got to support and fill that gap. But I'm hopeful that leadership within the university and athletics are talking to our own campus vendors, Mets and Coke, about contractually making sure those things are done so we can shift our resources to other and bigger things. But right now, it's a good thing we're doing what we do, but there's got to be a better way of doing it, a more sustainable way. And we got vendors right there on campus. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's gotta be a way. It's gotta be a way. Gotta be a way. I mean, I think it'd be nice to be able to move forward with our fundraising discussions instead of having the same pitch and plea every fall. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. I know there's some people smarter than me that hopefully we'll get there. But man, Jesus. But okay. I know we'll get there, and appreciate Vaughn Wilson, 220 Club, and all the other groups that contribute and make a way. And like you said, Kelvin, I'll echo your sentiments. We got to find a way. Our leadership has got to find a way to work with our vendors. Our leadership in Lee Hall has to, make it a priority and let our vendors know that our athletic programs need you. Can't just be coming from the athletic department voice. Right. It needs to be coming from Lee Hall, right? That's when we talk about leadership. That's where we need Lee Hall to get on board and be talking to our vendors, right? The whole university.
And auxiliary services specifically, since most of those contracts go through there. And there needs to be the discussion, I'll just say it again, there needs to be a discussion about athletics having their own auxiliary services and negotiating their own deals and contracts specific to athletics.
Well said. All right. When we come back after the break, we're going to tell you about what's Isis Williams doing these days and this book, Changing the Game, that is hopefully going to change the lives of many young student athletes. And so we're going to talk to Isis and find out more about this book and what she all has happening in her life since she picked up another ring, a degree, and all the other wonderful stuff that she's doing now as a alumni of Florida A&M University. So we can't wait to talk to Isis coming up on the other side. Hang tight with us. I'm going to shoot you guys a link here during the commercial so that you guys can get on board with go checking out this book on Amazon. And, hopefully you guys will show some support and show some love. And if not buying the book for, yourself, maybe buying it for some young athlete, in your life circle that you can bless them with this book. All right. So coming up right on the other side, Isis Williams, you're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. 2025 Invesco QQQ Orange Blossom Classic. Get your tickets and book your hotel now at orangeblossomclassic.com. Saturday, August 30th at 4 p.m. in Miami Gardens.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC. Plus, an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in due fall.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. 2025 Invesco QQQ Orange Blossom Classic. Get your tickets and book your hotel now at orangeblossomclassic.com. Saturday, August 30th at 4 p.m. in Miami Gardens.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app. As we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, and look who's joining us once again. It's none other than one of the most decorated Florida A&M volleyball players, recent graduate, and an author, Isis Williams. Welcome back to the O&G, Isis. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good. How are y'all?
What's up, Isis?
We're doing well. Good to have you back on the show. Again, for those who might have missed the memo, Isis is now an author, Changing the Game, Affirmations for the Black Student Athlete. Before we get into talking about that, Isis, because that is one of many things that you have happening in your life, give us an update. Give us an update on, post-season, post-championship. I think when we talked to you, it was right at the end of the season, back in what seems like forever. It was a year ago, or last year. But just tell us about the spring and everything that's been going on in your life that before, all the things that led into the book.
Yeah, so many things. Like you mentioned, we won a championship this past fall, and I spent the spring just kind of studying and finishing up my degree. Graduated in May with my master's in occupational therapy. I just recently passed my board exam for OT, so I am like a registered and licensed occupational therapist. But I also, with that, decided to continue my volleyball career, and I will be playing professionally in Peru from September to April.
Awesome.
Nice. And there it is, some of the good stuff that's happening. A licensed occupational therapist, a professional volleyball player. Woo! When you came to Florida A&M University, was this part of your vision board? Was you see all these wonderful things that have happened and that are happening? Was all this on your vision board?
Honestly, when I first got to FAM, I had no idea that I would be here. Like, if I was to talk to myself 6 years ago, I would be shocked. I've been blessed for all of the opportunities that were presented in front of me. And I think it was just kind of capitalizing on those moments. Like, okay, I can go further. I can get my master's. I am a good volleyball player. Like, I am a good leader. I can continue doing this. So it's just kind of accepting all the good things that are coming and kind of building on that. But yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
Nice. Go ahead, Kelvin.
So how many titles did you win as a player?
I have 3 championship rings. And I was all tournament team, SWAC second team. A lot of accolades. I actually have my rings right here if y'all want to see.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. We celebrate championships.
Yeah, we celebrate champions around here.
Okay, let me get them. So let me try and put them all next to each other. So here is all 3 of my rings. This is from the first year. You can kind of see the progression.
Yeah, they got bigger.
Second year, and then this past year championship. So yeah, 3 rings. Not a lot of athletes can say that, so I am blessed to have even in that space and have that opportunity. So it's just, it's still kind of trying to hit me, even though the championship was so long ago last year. It's still like, whoa, like I really did do that.
Yeah.
Capped it off with a perfect season at that.
So go. I want you to go ahead and talk about what about the book and where did the thought when you first think about doing a book? What made you do it, and what you think the reader should get out of this?
So the idea has actually been kind of in the works for a long time. Around maybe COVID, I'll say, when mental health was kind of more in the conversation when it came to athletes and athletics, and like unfortunately losing athletes to mental health struggles became like a very real thing and a very talked about thing. And me going through my own struggles, just being a Black student athlete and being a leader on my team, kind of surfaced some feelings that I was like, okay, maybe these aren't talked about enough. And if there was a way that I could bring awareness, and like I said, like if 5 people get the book, I'll feel like I made a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like these things aren't talked about, and I would rather have at least a conversation and bring awareness about it in a space where other athletes that look like me or are going through the same thing can feel safe and feel like, okay, like there's somebody who understands me. And I'm not like an expert on the Black student athlete experience at all, but I have lived it. And I feel like because of my own struggles and because I've been so blessed and successful at FAMU in the volleyball program, I think people would maybe value my opinion and just my thoughts on it. So it took a lot of courage to actually take the leap and get the book out there. So like I said, it's been in the works for a couple years. There were so many times I was going back and forth with myself, like, well, maybe nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to care. But I'd rather put it out there and have the opportunity or the option for somebody to look at it rather than just staying quiet.
All right. That is awesome. That's inspirational.
Thank you.
Let us take us behind the scenes. What were, if maybe you could share a moment during the season, and I mean, obviously any season, because even though you've lived a glorious life on the volleyball court that we see on this end, I'm sure there's lots of highs and lows, but maybe take us through one of those moments, or maybe a moment in particular that you feel comfortable sharing that would kind of let people inside to get an understanding of maybe where this book comes from.
Oh, for sure. So my first year at FAMU, I redshirted, and unfortunately I was injured and I was out for about 6 to 8 months. And that's kind of when everything started hitting me all at once. Like the reality of, okay, I'm an athlete. I'm also trying to be socially active with my friend groups, and then I'm balancing being far away from home. And it's just a lot of pressures that are on you as an athlete representing your school or organization. And it was a really low point. It was a very low point for me. And one of, besides my coaches, the people that helped me was my mom. And she just kind of spoke life into me and kind of taught me about speaking highly of yourself to yourself so that you can kind of get out of the rut. And it really made a difference. And in the following seasons, we were able to work with sports psychologists who kind of also brought awareness, like it starts with you and how you talk to yourself as an athlete. And no matter how many people are supporting you, yes, we love the village and we love the support that we receive, but you're not going to be receptive to it if you're not believing it yourself. So injury definitely kind of was the catalyst for this whole creation of my book, because it's a very real experience that I hadn't experienced before. And if I'm going through that, Lord knows how many other athletes are experiencing that and kind of dealing with silent struggles that they're maybe too timid to talk about or just don't feel like they have the space to.
And did you, I appreciate you sharing that. And did you work with other, whether it be teammates or other athletes, and how did that process go as you were talking to other people? I mean, I'm sure there's a community and a family. You probably find out, I didn't even know you were going through all this, because you just look so amazing when I see you. But then when you really have those real conversations after the match, what was that like?
I had the opportunity to be a captain for the volleyball team over the past 4 years. And I think after every loss or every win, there was always somebody going through something, because, not everybody's going to get on the court at the same time. Not everybody's going to play. Not everybody's going to do what they thought they would do. So it was like this cloud of expectation, and seeing my teammates kind of deal with some of the negative things that come with, maybe not doing what you thought you were going to do or not performing the way you thought. Being able to lift them up and be like, hey, like I've been there, because also in a leadership role, people look up to you and they don't, like, you look like you have it all put together, but no, I was there. I still am there. I'm currently going through the things that you're going through as well. So kind of just leveling with my teammates and putting myself in their shoes opened up so many opportunities that gave me the confidence to be like, okay, this book needs to be put out there. And even other athletic programs, like some of my friends in softball or basketball or track, all of those people are kind of sharing this experience of there's things that are going on behind closed doors. Yes, like to everybody else, we're doing it, we're doing good, we're winning championships and all of that, but nobody's talking about what happens behind the scenes.
For real. Okay. Again, want to flash the book up for everybody. It's called Changing the Game. I did put the link. I think the link went out through.
It did.
Hold on. Let me come back. You got a full. Yeah. Let me go. Post it back up there again. There it is. Changing the Game, and you can find it on Amazon, paperback. Just debuted, not longer than hadn't even been a full month. Yeah, it has been just a little over a month, June. And you can buy it paperback. You can even get it downloaded for your Kindle. So for those of you who like to enjoy the Kindle, how would you describe in terms of is it something that works for whether it be high school students, college students, even middle school? Is it encompassing of all age groups, even gender?
Yes, all ages, all genders. I feel anybody that's going through change or having difficulty processing some of the feelings that come along with the pressures of being an athlete. And it's really not even just specific to athletes. I feel like anybody can get it. If you're struggling with something, positive self-talk, there are themes that are highlighted within it, like imposter syndrome and giving yourself grace and self-love, overcoming adversity, things like that. So it touches on all of that. So I feel like anybody can really read it and get something out of it.
Okay. Now you mentioned earlier that you are preparing to move into the professional volleyball world.
Yes.
What does that look like? Because we all enjoy volleyball, high school watching, then we watch it in college and we love it, and then it's like professional in terms of what public sees it. We don't see it that much. So give us a little background on what the professional volleyball circuit is like.
It's actually getting so much bigger, and I am very grateful for that because I see other volleyball players from different HBCUs and things, and we used to be overlooked just because kind of that's just how stuff goes. And a lot of HBCU volleyball players are getting the opportunity to go overseas and experience different things. And yes, we're going to be thrown into a new culture, but it's also kind of validating as an athlete. Like, I can do this. I can go play professionally. I'm a good athlete. I'm a good volleyball player, etc. So the volleyball circuit is definitely increasing and it's becoming more popularized. Especially there's been a new professional league that's opened in the United States, which hasn't been, I think maybe a couple years it's been going on. So I think as, viewership is increasing and support for the sport is increasing, we can expect to see a lot of people that look like us playing the sport that maybe didn't get as much airtime or popularity in the past. So it's really a good time to be a volleyball player.
True.
Yeah,
definitely. And with your how is that going to balance out with your occupational therapy certification, and how do you plan or want to be able to balance that?
Yeah, so a lot of things to think about. I am officially registered and licensed, so that's not going anywhere. I plan to keep, continuing my professionalism in that aspect. However, I am going to kind of just embrace this opportunity of being able to play the sport that I love for as long as I can, as long as I'm healthy and I'm still loving it. And OT will always be there when I get back. And if I decide to stay overseas, it will also be there. So.
All right. Go ahead, Kelvin. I know I'm hogging up all the questions, but go ahead.
Yes, you are. You asked all the questions I was going to ask too.
I'm sorry.
But I was just wondering, to piggyback off what you just asked and the answer she gave. So right now, it seems that your passion that you want to follow right in your immediate future is volleyball. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this new league that's in the United States, is it? I guess the question is, how does it compare to the international leagues that have been established much longer?
I think the league in the United States is where all of your like Power 5 schools are going to want to go immediately. But I think the professional leagues overseas also offer there's so many different tiers, I'll say, in overseas play. So really anybody can go and expand your game and, get better as an athlete. And there may be opportunities that open up in the States as well as the league kind of progresses and more people start paying attention to it. But yeah, I think there's just opportunity for everybody, like no matter the level you are. And I think that also comes like I said, it's very validating to know that you can take up space somewhere, no matter if you were overlooked in your college career or your high school career or, just your athletic career in general. Like you can keep going if it's really something that you're passionate about and something that you love.
Have you ever been in Peru?
No, I have not. I've had.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh boy. It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited for sure.
Yeah. When you leave?
September 1st.
Okay. Wow. And how long is the season?
I'll be there till April, so that's eight months.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Oh, that's a heck of a journey.
It is.
Wow, 8 months. And so let me ask this: have you? What is that? Does the season go the entire 8 months, or is there a period of, hey, I've got to get used to training camp? What's the schedule? What's the schedule of the league and season look like over there?
So from what I know so far, when I first get down there, it'll just be training, kind of building team chemistry, getting me acclimated to a brand new culture, new language. And then we'll go right into play, and it'll go all the way until April. So I think that first trial, getting, acclimated is maybe a month or two, and then we start play.
Yeah. Nice. Let me transition for a second to, have you had a chance to lock in or take a peek at the new FAMU volleyball team? Have you had a chance to check in and kind of see, what I mean, it's a tall task that you guys left them with. I mean, they got to follow up an unbeaten perfect season, and it's like, 3 of the last 4 consecutive SWAC titles. No pressure for this new group. No pressure at all. What can you tell us about, this new team that Coach Gokhan has to work with? Because there's a lot of new faces. I mean, you guys you were one of what, 8 or 9 seniors, if I'm not mistaken.
8.
I mean, that's almost a. Have we had this much of a rebuild, Kelvin? You haven't had this much of a rebuild in the last 3-4 years, have you?
Not at one time, no.
No, not at one time. So what can you tell us? Give us some tips. Who are some players, or what are some things that we should be looking for from this year's team?
Oh, definitely. So Coach is rebuilding for sure, but the good thing is I don't feel like he's rebuilding from scratch, because there are still players like Sydney and Ayani and Farah who have been on the championship team and know kind of what it's like. He's added so many new pieces that are going to kind of change and improve FAMU volleyball, I feel like, as a program. And also because we did leave such a legacy and are a winning program, we get more attention. Like, let's say players in the transfer portal are like, oh, I can go here and win a championship. Like, let me go ahead and do that. So it's like FAMU volleyball is getting a lot of positive, representation. So I think the pieces that he's added are going to be very, very interesting to see, and it'll be a fun season for them for sure. And also just combining with the players who have been on a championship team and have seen what leadership looks like and what it takes to get to that point, combined with the new pieces that he's added, I think it'll just be a really, really fun season for them.
Let me jump in real quick. You had a former player and coach that just accepted a position at a D2 level. And tell me your thoughts on that. And then I'm interested to know if you were interested at all in doing coaching at some point.
Yeah, so Caitlin is amazing. I had the opportunity to play with her, and seeing her be a coach to me as well as kind of be a coach to other players who look like us, it's just, you can kind of tell when somebody has the gift. You know what I'm saying? So seeing her in coaching mode was like, oh, like, I can see you doing this. I'm really, really proud of her. Like, cannot speak any more highly of her than I already do. As far as my coaching future, I feel like if the opportunity presents itself, I will definitely take it. It's a chance to build up athletes, and kind of goes along with my book also, like just building up people and realizing that, yes, I was in your position, so I have a very recent perspective on the matter, because I feel like especially athletes these days want to hear from people who have just been through it, who are going through it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a great opportunity for her. If I am blessed with the opportunity, we will see what happens.
All right. Coach Gokhan come on next week, so I talk to
what is I was just wondering, sitting here thinking, what's going to be probably one of the toughest things for this team to, for lack of a better word, deal with as they go into this season? Whether it be the high expectations, the new roster, what would you describe? What's it like? And I hate to use the word defend because every team is different, but in essence, that's what we like to say. What's it going to be like for this team? Where's the challenges going to be?
I will say, because like you mentioned, there was such a big senior class that left, establishing that leadership early on and everybody buying in. As far as expectations from coach, he's always expected us to win a championship. I think that's kind of what makes his program special, is he doesn't settle for less just because, there's adversity or some kind of difficulties. He's like, no, we're going to work through this and we're going to be a championship team no matter what. So I think it would just be within the girls themselves. Like, it is a new team, and it's, hard to get used to new people and building bonds, but that's what fall camp is for. They see each other all day, every day. So I do think it will be adjustment to finding, who's going to be that leader, who's going to be able to step up and kind of be the voice of the team, which kind of was what our seniors were this past year. And there were so many of us. So it was like the younger kids were like, they got it. So I do think that will be not difficult, but just an adjustment. But as far as, and maybe just adjusting to the style of play in the SWAC, because some of the transfers are coming from different schools, so they may not be used to SWAC play and refs and all of the other things that go into that. But yeah, I think they've got it. Once they get that leadership aspect down, they should be good.
Okay. Let's do I got a couple of rapid fire questions that just kind of hit the top of my head here. So let's see if we can go through some of them. Least enjoyable SWAC place to play?
Alabama State.
Okay. SWAC team you enjoyed beating the most?
Alabama State.
Give us I'm gonna call it a Gokanism. Give us something that Coach Gokhan likes to say that you ladies, kind of in your own way, kind of, a Gokanism. That's the best that I can give it. I don't know.
There's so many. But one thing that we always, like, as a team, would kind of just be like an inside joke between us was when we would have 6 a.m. practices. Obviously, it's 6 a.m. Everybody's a little bit groggy. He'll come up and be like, good morning, like clapping, trying to get us, like, the good morning. It's almost like a trigger. Like, we hear good morning and it's like, okay. So that probably his good morning. I don't think I'll ever forget that. I think it'll probably live in my head for the rest of my life.
Most memorable moment?
Ooh, so many. I'll say this most recent championship, the last point, the winning point of this most recent championship game.
Toughest class that you had?
Toughest class, like school-wise?
You can go wherever you want to go with it.
Anatomy and physiology.
All right. Nice. You got any rapid fire ones you can think of, Kelvin? I'm all out. That's all the bullets out the chamber there for me.
No, I think you did a good job.
All right. Well, thank you. Isis, I want to give the floor over to you. Give you a chance one more time to pub the book. I'm going to put the picture up again, and then I'll post the link again in the chat. But talk to Rattler Nation, all the folks we have that watch the show, and just kind of, give the elevator pitch on the book.
Yes. Okay, so Changing the Game, it is a affirmations journal / book for Black student athletes or anybody that's going through big change or dealing with mental health struggles or issues, and you just need a space to reframe the way you talk to yourself and reframe self-love and positivity within your life. It can be uplifting. You can repeat the affirmations to yourself or write them down. It's really just a support for whatever you're going through in your life, hoping that you can come out on the other side stronger with a better outlook of how you view yourself and the way you speak to yourself.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Great job, young lady. Appreciate it. You guys in the chats, there's the link. Should work. Takes you right to the Amazon link. Again, if you can purchase it for yourself, that young student athlete that's maybe a nephew, a niece, a daughter, son, whatever, be a great book to purchase. And, we'll have to reconnect a little bit later in the year, Isis, once the season kind of gets going, and, kind of catch some updates, and obviously give out your social media handles again. So that way, anybody who's watching and when you travel out to Peru, we can always follow you, because I know you're going to be on social heavy.
Yes. So my personal Instagram is @icy.isis. That's kind of where I just post all of my life stuff. And then there's also an Instagram for the book. It's @IamChangingTheGame. And on that, I just kind of post affirmations and just little mindfulness things that you can look at if you're having a bad day, or just every day if you need a little pick-me-up.
I like that. I am changing the game. I like that. I'm gonna make sure to follow that myself, man. I start school coming up, man. I need as much positive affirmations as I can get right now. All right. Well, hey, Isis, we appreciate you coming on the show. Congratulations, man, on all that you have accomplished and all that you are doing. It's good to call you a friend of the O&G, and we wish you safe travels.
Yes.
Safety and health, and
more championship rings too.
More championships. Yes. Throw those rings up one more time for people. Throw those rings up one more time for everybody.
One more time.
They can see. There they are, right there. Bling bling. Good stuff, Isis. All right. Well, hey, take care. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so
much. We'll continue to support everything that you do. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Isis Williams, changing the game. Affirmations for the Black student athlete. Man, Kelvin, I gotta work on my book, man. That's two people that we have talked to now that have gone through the grind of writing a book. And
Man, she graduated, wrote a book, student athlete, pro career,
traveling.
Man.
I'm like, I've done nothing in my.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I feel it. Quit right about now.
The show's over. I'm done. I'm like, man, I've done nothing. I'm like, good gosh. Oh man, I tell you, that's what keeps. I'm telling you, man. That's why I enjoy working and talking to young people, man. It keeps you alive. It keeps you young, man. Because, sometimes dealing with adults is rough. But anyway, enough of my stories. Don't tell too much here. Get in trouble. All right. So we got to take our next break. And I think the team is all in the studio. I see Ashley. I see Tashay. I see Colonel Eli, all in the back room waiting to jump on with us. So we will take our break and come on with with our friends on the other side. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern, Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACchallenge.com.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC. Plus, an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in Duval.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. 2025 Invesco QQQ Orange Blossom Classic. Get your tickets and book your hotel now at orangeblossomclassic.com. Saturday, August 30th at 4 p.m. in Miami Gardens.
All right. Welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. I think everybody's here. Maybe no.
Yeah, Eli's there. He just don't have his picture.
Is he frozen? Yeah. What happened to him? Oh, Lord have mercy.
The gang's all here.
Oh, my God. All right. Let me go to the 4 quad box here until I figure out what's going on with Colonel Eli. But we say hello and welcome, Tasha and Ashley.
Hello.
FangExchange. How you ladies doing?
Hello. We're doing good. How are you?
We're great.
Hey, we're good. Well, hold on. We gotta talk gear for a second. What is that you're wearing, Tasha? What is that?
This is a FAMU hockey jersey from AL Collection. I don't know if you can really see it, but
a little bit.
This is
nice. That's dope.
Yeah. It's real nice.
Okay, see,
she come on our show trying to flex on us.
A little bit. I had to put out my fancy stuff for y'all.
Look, Kelvin gets jealous because he's normally the one that does the different gear, and he tried to jump on me for wearing the polo that he doesn't have yet. So,
right,
okay, that's dope. Hold on, let me see if we got Colonel Eli here yet. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we got you now. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How are you guys and ladies?
We're good.
Doing good.
Good deal.
Good to have you on.
Man, Colonel, you got that DJ voice, man. That baritone is booming now.
Yeah, I can only talk though, man. You don't want me to sing on this bad voice. I'm so ugly.
All right. Well, look, it's always this time of year. Football season is getting going. Fall. I always like to say that, but I should be corrected here. Fall sports are underway. Volleyball's on the court. Football's out on the grass. Let me say that 5 times again. The grass, not just the turf. There's all kinds of things, but man, we sometimes we still talking about raising funds for the same stuff that we're talking about year after year after year.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. All right. So where do we go? I don't even know where to start this conversation, but as we talk about needs, We just kind of go around the horn. I'll start with Ashley, then you go to Tashay and Eli. What needs? Where are we at in terms of needs as it relates to FAMU athletics?
Well, if you watched the Quarterback Club today, we're a part of that show. One of the hot points was nutrition. Mm-hmm. So that's an highly important need for FAMU athletics. It is not only for football team, basketball, track, all the sports that we have. It's a strong need for nutrition and to assist our strength and conditioning coach, who is new and has had experience in different levels and has seen nutrition and how it's done at all levels at this point, I believe. And he sees what we have in the comparison, and he wants to get us to that speed. So nutrition, I'll say that off rip, just in general.
Yeah. How we seem to one of the biggest things we always seem to talk about the nutrition. I mean, is that how do we get past that with all the other things that we have in front of us? What's it going to take for us to be able to move forward from off of that? Or is that just one of those things we're always going to talk about? You shaking your head, Touch.
Yeah, it depends on who you want to talk about it. Ashley, you can talk about it, or I can mention something real quick because I got a little background in that nutrition stuff. Okay. My son played college football for the Air Force Academy, and just to see what they did as far as nutrition is concerned, and you see what FAMU is doing, is just a huge disparity there. And my next door neighbor, he played at Auburn, so it's just ridiculous seeing the disparity between a HBCU and a Division Power 5 school, and even a Group of 5 school like the Air Force Academy. Yeah. I think we always talk about it until we get the kind of funds that we need from the school. And we're really not from the school, from the school and from alumni. We need money, we need funds from both. But I think we'll always be talking about it. Actually, my son did with the athletes I have under contract right now for NIL, we did a Zoom. And I had my son talk to the players from FAMU that are under NIL contract with PYDF, talk to them about nutrition, recovery, and workouts. And he almost blew their mind, what they did with nutrition at the Air Force Academy. And our guys like, man, I'm over here eating ramen noodles. And I was like, it just like blew their mind at where he was as far as nutrition and where our guys were as nutrition. So, nutrition is just one of the many needs that we have as far as athletics is concerned.
Okay. And to that point, Colonel, I want you to kind of talk about your organization and what you do, and if you can, talk about, some of the things you partner with. And then after you get through, I want Tashay to jump in and talk about how her and Ash got into the whole FangExchange and partnering with Colonel Eli and what's the vision moving forward for this year?
Yeah. Well, I'm like you said, Eli Patrick. I'm the president and founder of the Patrick Youth Development Foundation. And for the last couple of years, alumni have basically been donating through me for NIL for the players. My foundation is based on mentoring youth and young adults. That's the basis of it, mentoring them to be leaders. But with that, one of the football coaches contacted me to talk about NIL and how do we funnel funds through my nonprofit to get those funds to the players. So what the players do is basically the money comes to me. I pay the players to promote my foundation. So it's just like any other entity, any business entity. I just happen to be a nonprofit, just like, Nike, Adidas, McDonald's, Wendy's, basically they are online on their social media promoting the Patrick Youth Development Foundation, and I pay them for that. And right now we have 6 players under contract. Last year we had, I think, 9 players under contract. And it's the biggest players. It's all the players that are predicted to be, first team all SWAC, like your Grables, Davion, the 2 that did today. They're under NIL contract with PYDF. We got a young guy, Goldie. Got a couple of defensive players on there too with Antonio. and who's the other? Antonio and Nick. They're both on it. They're also on NIL. So it's the players that's going to get it done. And no, we don't pay for performance. I do want to make that clear. But those are the players that that PYDF currently has under contract.
Tasha?
Okay, so you asked us, you said you wanted to know how Ashley and I got hooked up, right? So basically, after our championship run with Coach Simmons, our former coaching staff, I started asking questions about NIL because we had no collective in place. So I was kind of looking around and seeing what was going on. And somebody pointed me towards Ashley because I was like, well, if we don't have anything going on, I'll go ahead and try to see if I can put something together. And so somebody pointed me towards Ashley, and she and I just began talking, and she let me know, well, I've already pretty much got all the steps in motion. And so I was like, well, there's no sense in reinventing the wheel. How can I help? You know what I'm saying? What can I do? And so Ashley, that was probably February of 2024?
Oh, yeah.
And we've been conjoined at the hip ever since. I think we pretty much talk every day ever since, if not every day, pretty much like 4 or 5 times out of the week. And we're literally talking FAMU athletics all the time, all day, what we can do. We've been spinning our wheels, literally trying to see what it is that we can do in order to help FAMU athletics. And one point I wanted to make, you actually made the point about nutrition, but I think it's important to note that we are in a college. The landscape of college athletics has changed forever, right? It's never going to be the same. And now that NIL continues, the landscape of NIL or around NIL continues to change, we have to stay on brand. And I think that we, of course, what Eli is doing is great work, and what Ashley and I are doing, is great work, but we have so much more that we need to do. And even to help our coaches in recruiting and making sure, and retention, that's the biggest thing I think for me. Our coaches are having to work 3 and 4 times harder, because not only are they having to recruit, they got to go and re-recruit their own locker room, right? And it's not like maybe just 1 or 2 guys the way that it was before NIL. You got to re-recruit your whole entire locker room. You got to make sure everybody is locked in. And if NIL is not on the table, it's harder for them. Coach Cozy says all the time, that's like the first question that the recruits are asking. They want to know, is there a collective in place? What is your plan for NIL? How do you guys see NIL? And so we have to make our coaches' jobs a lot easier. They have enough work to do with the X's and O's. You know what I mean? So as alums, if we want to continue to brag different, we got to make sure we put our money where our mouth is. And we always do. We know Rattlers Nation will. We just, I guess, have to get more education so people really understand what NIL is, what we can do, where the money is going. And we need our fan base to understand that there are no athletes in our program that are trying to get rich. They understand where they are. So let's be clear. None of them are trying to get rich. They are trying to, like Eli was saying, they're eating ramen noodles. They want to, be able to sustain and keep them and use their marketability and their brand to be able to promote themselves, which is what NIL is, and to earn money based off of that. And that's all they're trying to do.
Very good. Very well stated. You got something to add, Ash?
No, she summed it up. She's speaking for the team.
Let me ask this. One of the things that I think you all saw the recent news from the SWAC, that the agreement with Victory Snacks.
Yes,
Victory Snacks.
Yes.
The one thing that caught my attention in the very opening paragraph, and it was like the last sentence of the statement, was that this formation or this agreement would allow each school to be able to work with their, I think the term they used was their school initiated NIL program.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? I'm like, well, what is that? I mean, because some schools, I think, do a great job of promoting their NILs, right? Alabama A&M, Prairie View, Grambling. And then I got to thinking about us. And I said, well, what does that mean for us? So I'm curious, since we have you all here, have you all dug into that yet? And you know, talking with anybody? And I know we're in a weird phase at FAMU because there's a lot of leadership change,
a lot of nuance,
a lot of stuff going on. So I don't even know who to talk to. At least I don't. But what was your takeaway when you saw that? And has there been any talks, discussions with anybody in regards to that?
So I think from a perspective, I mean, you'll see more of that coming down, you know, from SWAC and even potentially from the university. So it's actually it's very similar when you think about the type of opportunity just from reading the details. It's very similar to the social house deal that we have. FangExchange has directly with the social house vodka, where you're basically licensing logos and things of that nature. It's very similar. I think once again you'll see it more because if we're being honest with this new landscape, rev sharing, you need to be like we all need to understand that rev sharing and NIL are two different things, right? So the university, if they so choose, and at every level, some universities are choosing to bring NIL like from a collective perspective in-house and do both under their own umbrella. And then some universities are keeping it separate. It just depends on the specific leadership of your university and how you choose to go about it.
And we did opt into rev share.
Right, and we opted into rev share. So that means that our university needs to generate dollars whenever that time comes. They need to be able to generate the dollars to pay the athletes and just pay the fee it costs to be opted in and things of that nature. So it's going to require the conference as well as our university to bring in extra dollars that last year wasn't a concern. They weren't concerned about sharing revenue last year and the year before that. Now it's a new thing. So on top of all the things that every low resource institution needs, now you need to also figure out and make a plan for rev share. So that deal, I think is a great deal. I do believe I will see more opportunities of such coming from like the SWAC and even from the university. I think it's something to embrace because the beautiful thing of how it works in tandem is that FangExchange, just like again, Social House is a perfect example. The Social House vodka that's directly through FangExchange. Those things go in tandem. Like you can support both, and they're both going back to the same place, which is just student athletes. So yeah, with the universities having an opportunity to go ahead and start generating some revenue and paying athletes, you'll see more things come down the pipeline. How soon will that be? That's to be determined. Because again, we have some things that we have to work on as a university that we all are aware of. So at that point, organizations like FangExchange are here to pick up and you know, make sure that we close in the gap, even if that means nutritional opportunities, partnering with businesses locally, regionally, and nationally, and helping these athletes build their own brand. It's so much bigger than just getting paid. They need to learn financial literacy. They are learning how to build themselves as a businessmen and women. So it's so much bigger than that, and it's the holistic athlete who then may not be a professional athlete once they leave FAMU, but at least they understand business. They know how to brand themselves and how to market themselves, even if it's to go work for another company. So NIL is much bigger than, you know, just paying the athlete, and that the opportunity with the SWAC, I think is a good idea for the SWAC. They have to keep promoting as well as a conference.
Can I address Stephen Campbell's comment? He made a comment.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you want to put it back up, but he was talking about basically, I guess, us engaging certain brands. And so just to respond to that, it was one before that, but it's similar. So he was basically, he mentioned Gatorade. So if you see the one with Gatorade, but the red lining in that is that FAMU, yes. So FAMU has engaged a lot of these brands, and they're engaging them. And the reason we know this, Ashley and I have met with you know, certain people at FAMU in different departments. And yes, thank you. And we've engaged them about these different things, like these different brands. But the problem is, if these brands are already giving a percentage or some type of payout to FAMU, in order to engage them with NIL, it would kind of separate what they already have going on. So like, let's say they have a deal with the Office of Communications, right? FAMU overall, they bought into a package with the Office of Communications. To engage them also into NIL, it's not impossible, but it would kind of separate the deal that they already have going on. And then the problem is, if we engage somebody else similar, it would be a conflict of interest, because although FangExchange is not a DSO, right? If we were to, because we represent FAMU athletes, anytime they are adorned in any FAMU attire or anything like that, they could not represent those certain brands because it would be a conflict of interest. So the redlining, the tape, is really tricky. And so that's what we've been trying to figure out, how we can engage some of these different brands because FAMU, what we know, is a brand, of course, within itself, and we are partnered with so many other brands, and they're doing other things. What I believe also is that we need to work towards getting them to do more. Gatorade can do more, Pepsi can do more, LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get them to do more. Like, yes, you're already partnered with us. Now, can you do something for this? Okay, you do something here. But I think that would be the easier, the more linear, path to take, so that it would be easier to just try to bring in those resources, because trying to get separate deals is just going to be the conflict of interest. I hope that kind of makes sense and answers
it does. And let me just add, contracts can be amended. There's a lack of synergy, I think, between the departments and athletics, the university and athletics.
You said it, not me. I didn't want to say that.
I was going to preface it. Right. So hopefully with I'm gonna stay positive, and hopefully with the administration and our AD, we will see progress in that area. So with go ahead, Ash. You want to say something?
I was going to say, we have seen, myself and Tashay have been in spaces where we have seen some efforts in that, to your comment, in a positive direction.
Absolutely.
And I think it will continue for the immediate short term anyway. Now, in terms of your efforts to get Rattler Nation to buy in more at a larger level, I know that we kind of respond to specific asks, right? So what are your goals, Colonel Patrick? What are your goals? What do you need for this year for where you budgeted at? And then if you know where you're trying to go, where you're trying to get to, you can just share that. And the same thing with FangExchange.
Yeah, I got you. I'll start with the annual ask. We're not asking for the full amount now, but the annual ask, and I'm speaking specifically to football because I haven't talked to Coach Ward and Pressure about what their exact needs are. But football alone, we're looking at an annual budget of almost $180,000. Obviously, we're not asking for that up front. We're not. And I posted my the site, the giving link into the studio chat for you guys. But right now, we're just looking at $50,000 just to get through the rest of the season. That's just the fall. We're looking at $50,000. And what we did is we reset the link so that people can see who's been giving since July. Because like I said, we have 6 athletes under contract right now, and they haven't named the QB1 yet. And we also have some other quarterbacks that we may want to hold on to. And so we have more players, we being the football team, has more players that they do want to put on the NIL contract, but the funds are not there. So right now, the budget is about $50,000. That's what we're trying to raise. That's just to get through the fall. Right now, we are in need of funds right now. Basically, PYDF is kind of holding it down. We've had a few donors to give a decent amount of money so we can sustain for a couple of months at a time. But we are definitely in need of funds. And right now, that number, like I said, is $50,000.
Okay.
But let me just say one more. Let me say 2 more things real quick. One is most of our funds, we've had a few give like $10 here, $100 there, but most of our funds have come from about 10 donors, period. I'm talking about $71,000 plus over the last year and a half have come basically from about 10 donors. So obviously they're reaching that donor fatigue, and we need other individuals to kick in some money. Second thing is we talked about it earlier as far as the NIL and what the athletes are doing for this. one of the things I talked about AD Suggs about early on is that she was trying to get FAMU to a space where we had full scholarships for our football players. People don't realize this. When we get these transfers in, these grad students, these seniors, they're paying for their tuition. That's it. That's the only thing paid for. These guys got to find a place to stay. Sometimes they have to feed themselves. So this little NIL funds that we're giving them, they're using it to pay rent, put gas in their car, to eat outside of the dining facility. So these NIL funds are really needed by a lot of these players that are transferring in. And the third thing is the ask. Again, like I said, the ask is $50,000, and it's just donor fatigue. We need individuals to start giving now so that we can just get through the season. And hopefully, Ashley alluded to it, is the school will kind of pick this up for next year. We can get through this year with this model, with Ashley raising money with FangExchange, with me raising money with PYDF. But next year, we really need the school and the alumni to kick in, and we got to give at a broad level. So hopefully that answered all the questions that you needed, Kelvin.
Yes, it did. FangExchange. Y'all got anything else? Ash?
Well, one thing that's always been important to FangExchange, like even early on when this first came to the scene, was always been to reach the unreached in our community, because we are all aware, speaking to that donor fatigue, we are all aware that there's a large percentage and a community of unreached Rattlers who love FAMU just as much as we do, who have an affinity, and we need to just basically the goal has always been the drawing board has always been to go and find the unreached, because you don't want to give that fatigue. We're all human, and we understand how it feels for somebody to keep coming back over and over for a new situation, similar problems, or whatever it may be. So that's one of our biggest goals, is to kind of reach those that are unreached, and to reach our businesses and corporate opportunities that do not clash with our athletic department, because of course we don't want to clash with what the athletic department is working on, but to reach those corporate opportunities. And that's where NIL matters the most. Name, image, and likeness is when you can partner with businesses. So that could be a business owner within the FAMU community who owns any particular business. We've had it happen with Elijah Rutland. We've had it happen with another one of our alums. We've had it happen with some of our alums, but we just would like to see more alums who are business owners or who are decision makers to come in and say, hey, let's partner with FangExchange. Let's get a deal together, and let's work with 2 or 3 of FAMU's athletes. And it doesn't have to be football players either. Just to be clear, FangExchange supports all athletes and athletics as far as NIL is concerned. So things like that will move the needle. We're coming around on a year, or just past a year, of being in service towards FAMU. We've had an opportunity to do a lot of things early on. We provided nutritional value to the athletic. To the coaches. We've already done that. We did some of that over the summer in conjunction with some other alums. We've had an opportunity to sign some NIL deals. We've had an opportunity to do some, provide opportunities for student athletes to intern with us, on the basis to get some experience. So we're doing things to reach the holistic athlete, and having the alum / business owners to lean in with FangExchange will make the world a difference and will help us to sustain.
Okay, so if you have alumni, we have alumni watching and who are capable of doing it. So if they want to sponsor a athlete in a specific sport, how should they contact you all?
Okay, I want to answer your question, and then I want to add something else to that.
Okay.
To that part. So the way you can contact us, rolling at the bottom is the looks like, I believe, is the website I saw at the bottom, but FangExchange.com. You can email us at info@FangExchange or sponsorship@FangExchange.com. Those emails we do receive, and we do respond and work with them accordingly. Another thing, though, is I want to make sure it's clear. There's a lot of compliance and regulations as it pertains to NIL, as it pertains to making sure our athletic department stays in good standing, right? Mm-hmm. So as a business owner, you absolutely, there's some business owners that have this taken their own route with NIL, as long as they do the things. But one of the perfect things about FangExchange being here is that we are connected with the compliance department in our campus. So it is our business, because we want our athletic department to stay in good standing, right? So it is our business to make sure that as a business owner, if you choose to connect with us, to go ahead and market your product through one of the athletes or a few of the athletes, that you're also staying in compliance. So you have to be careful about that. The rules just changed with the rev share rules, so the rules are different again, and who knows what they'll be when
next
September
week,
rolls around.
literally
Next week, they change so often, and you have to be on
Seriously.
top of what the new rules are. So if you're a business owner who would like to partner with one of our athletes, and the other beautiful thing is that you can choose which athlete that is. You don't have to just partner with the athletes that you've seen. You may want to cater to a tennis player. You may want to cater to a track athlete. So whomever it is that and if you don't have one, we'll help you choose one that has, presents the right character and good standing with the coach and the athletic department. We will help you do that. But even further than that, it's important to make sure we stay in compliance because we don't want to cause any issues for our athletic department.
Very good.
Let me, 2 quick questions I saw here. Brother Kinsey dropped in a note here. Who is the conduit for NIL and athletics?
So in athletics, we do have an NIL person.
Are you talking about like in the administration?
Within the actual department? Athletic department, yes, there is someone. Her name is Tia. Tia in compliance, right? But outside of Tia doing that, if you're referring to someone who might be hired in to handle NIL, again, we're in a transitional phase, so that's something that will potentially come forward in the future. But as of right now, we've when we spoke to AD Suggs early on, it was, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Just, let's make sure we keep things in order, but keep doing what you're doing. So, and that's what it was, because if we're being honest, up until recently, athletic departments could not be involved. So there was no such thing as who is a conduit, so to speak, because they had to keep hands off, and they needed people like us. It was us. It still is us. If you want to just keep it frank, it still is us, because you needed alums who cared enough, who understood the business, who were willing to take the time and the energy and the effort to learn it, put it in place, and then help your athletic department. That's it. It was the wild west of how it is now. It's different. And schools are now hiring GMs and NIL liaisons and things of that nature. But prior to it, our ADs and our coaches couldn't be involved. So we had to be the ones, and that's the role we decided to take on, because we knew it was needed, and we care enough about our athletic department at FAMU.
Yeah, until the schools pick it up, though, basically, my organization, PYDF, is working with the football team directly. I talked to Coach Cozy, and we decide, he decides where the funds go, and so is me and my relationship with the coaches, and that's pretty much it. We pretty much streamline everything.
Okay, I'm just wondering, is the other DSOs being educated, and are they receptive to, and all these affinity groups that are here, are they receptive and starting to get comfortable with the idea of NIL? Because it is a new concept, and I know some of the more seasoned folks, they digested it a little different than some of us. So what's the response from them?
Yeah, so I can speak to that, and I'm sure Eli will have his, and Ashley, but definitely they are receptive. I just think, going to what Eli was saying, that donor fatigue, a lot of our DSOs, the boosters, the quarterback club, those are people that are constantly, they're being asked all the time. We got the quarterback club that's already trying to raise $1 million for everything that they're trying to do it for. They did say to us that they wanted to take a percentage of that and give towards NIL, but of course they're trying to raise that money. The boosters, the same thing. Everybody, those DSOs, they do understand NIL. They do believe in it, and they are available for support. We've gone to the quarterback club, and he's helped. I'm sure Eli, he definitely has helped FangExchange. But I just want to say this to that point. I'm not comparing at all. I just want to, it's just a line of thought. So rest in peace to the 2 young men that just passed away at FAMU, Jaden and Ronnie. But when I looked at their GoFundMe, so their GoFundMe now is at like $81,000. Most of the donors are $10 and $20, $20. Small donations, right? You have a few, maybe $2,000 here, less than 2%, seriously. The vast majority of those donations are people that just gave $20, $10, $25. if we could collectively as Rattler Nation, and I don't want to get away from your question because I think it has value, but I want everybody in Rattler Nation to know that you have a part in this, and whether you can do $5 or $5,000, it helps, because when we collectively get together in less than 48 hours, we've raised over $80,000 to give to those young men, to their family, as Rattler Nation. And like I said, it was the small $10 and $20 donations. And specifically, I know for FangExchange, we have our lowest tier is $10 that you can give towards, or is it 15? I'm sorry, it's $10. Yeah, our lowest tier is $10 that you can give monthly, right? And for most of us, that's exactly, for most of us, that's your Dunkin' Donuts order, that's your Starbucks order, that's, you know what I mean, that's your coffee in 2 days, you know what I'm saying? So understanding that, while yes, we have contacted the DSOs, and they do understand NIL, and they do have plans and efforts, you know, they have to kind of work it into their budgets. But if everyone in Rattler Nation understood that they can play a part, right, even in your smallest way, those funds come together, and we could get that. How much you say you need, Eli? 180?
50. Well, that's an
annual. He need an annual 180, but we can get that. We did it in 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So those little amounts really help. But yes, the DSOs, they are aware, and they do have plans to support NIL.
And that's great that you broke it down that way. And the reason I brought the DSOs and affinity groups up, though, is for the mouthpiece part of it. You all out here, you know, working really hard. You're putting your information out there. You know, we're using the different platforms to try to get information out, and we just want to make sure that all the others are doing the same, including athletics, frankly, so that, you know, it reaches, as Ashley indicated, those who haven't heard about it, who haven't given, you know, and we saw with golf and the Canopy fundraiser that just happened.
There's another one that just happened.
Great. And shout out to
Rick.
Rick and Polk County and all those and everybody who participated in that. But as you say, and I know with his effort, it was a lot of different groups that came together. Rollins and Polk County, I believe a couple of infinity groups, and then just small donor givers, like a little country boy like myself. But but so I just want to, I agree with you. I just want to see Rattler Nation, we come together collectively, and as you say, it makes a difference when we do it. We, you know, small things add up to big things, you know.
Absolutely.
Right. And to add on about the DSOs, we, you know, the communication line is there and open, and things are moving as well. But, you know, like you said before, we had to do some education. We had to see some, you know, sometimes you got to see it a little more, make it more in your face and things like that. So, and we understand that. And that's why we were working towards making sure that our community, I mean, another school could be doing amazing, but it means nothing to Rattler Nation if we don't latch on. So we have to meet our individuals, our DSOs and our alums and fans where they are. And that's exactly what me and Tashay are with it. We're meeting you where you are.
Do we have like a marketing or promotional documentation, electronic stuff that
we got brochures?
We even went all the way back and we have brochures. The website is always there.
Is it on the website?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The 20 Club said they wanted brochures. They said, well, we don't do all the computer stuff. Do you have a brochure? We made a brochure.
We made three-part brochure and brought it back.
Old school. That's old school. A 3-part brochure right there.
And that's the thing. You got to match those generations. Everybody has a different way of being reached. So you got to reach them how you can.
So I want to. I love this conversation, and I don't know if you all want to stick around when we got Gerald or not. So I'm gonna before, you know. So you put a hand up if you want to stick around. We got Gerald coming up in a moment. If not, I understand. But I want to ask one last question. It piggybacks really on what Tashay said and what Kelvin went down the path. We have coming up in Miami Gardens access to maybe 15,000 Rattlers.
Yes.
Then another 15, the following, well, maybe not the next weekend, but the 2 weekends after that, when Albany State comes in. I'm never gonna get that right. I'm never gonna get that right.
Albany,
you guys are just
Albany.
gonna have to mess with me. Albany. It's gonna be Albany for me. I'm tired of trying to meet y'all where y'all at. I'm just gonna say Albany, and you're just gonna be mad. But there's going to be places where 10,000 people, and again, you talk about donor fatigue. That's not the same 10,000 people. I mean, you just said how many people, Colonel Eli, and we know how many people, how do we, I don't say how do we, but it's the same thing we deal with. We're all trying to say, how can we get to those 10 to 15,000 Rattlers, even if it's just to get $20 or $10 from them? What kind of things, and I know this may be a long-winded question to get a short answer, but what can we do to get those people in those moments where we know they're all going to be?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the background. Ashley and I have been meeting with some of the football representatives. We've been meeting with Marvin. That name should be familiar to everybody. He's over fundraising for the athletic department. Right. We've had multiple meetings, and that's why we haven't put out one message, because we're waiting for all this legislation to go through to make sure that we stay compliant. We should. I said again, we should have a concise message by the Orange Blossom Classic, because I wasn't going to attend, but then when we didn't get everything worked out before the football season started with all the NIL stuff, I said I need to go down to the Orange Blossom, because that may be a major announcement. That may be the time where we have the final answer. So I'm not saying don't give now to FangExchange. Don't stop giving to FangExchange. Don't stop giving to Patrick Youth Development Foundation. But hopefully we will have the answer for that question when we get to Miami. And that is why I'm going, because we've been talking about a lot of things behind closed doors. I don't want to get into that right now. Things are looking positive. I'll just say that we're moving forward, but we don't want to make any announcements now because, things aren't final. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's put a pin for a second. Got to take a break. I know you all gonna stick around, right? You're gonna stick around for Gerald. You're gonna stick around. I know y'all. Okay, y'all football heads. Y'all okay? So good. So on the other side, we're gonna go 6 deep and bring in GT3 on the other side of this break. Because Gerald's got all the news. He's the one that's got the access. He's there at 5:30 in the morning. He's hitting me up like, B, come on, man. I got to be up at like 5 in the morning to get to camp. So coming up right after this break, Gerald Thomas giving us some camp news, tell us what's going on with Rattler football, practicing out on the grass and all the good stuff. So hang tight. You're watching O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. 2 powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. 2025 Invesco QQQ Orange Blossom Classic. Get your tickets and book your hotel now at orangeblossomclassic.com. Saturday, August 30th at 4 p.m. in Miami Gardens.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. Bryan, AD, Roy, all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern, Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACchallenge.com.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC. Plus, an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in Duval.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. 2025 Invesco QQQ Orange Blossom Classic. Get your tickets and book your hotel now at orangeblossomclassic.com. Saturday, August 30th at 4 p.m. in Miami Gardens.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan, Kelvin, Ashley, Tashay, and joining us right there, top of the square, is none other than the man himself, GT3, Gerald Thomas III. Final moments before he, I'm sure, gets some Z's before it's time to wake up for camp. Gerald, how you doing tonight?
Hey man, I'm doing good, man. You see, I got my pajama pants on, man. So I'm here now when it's over. But glad to be here, man. Glad to be on the O&G StrikeZone once again, man. So let's get this thing going.
Okay, so you are there. What's the wake up time and wake up call? Are you there when the guys are coming out of the locker room? Are you meeting them there as they're pulling up? How early are you there at the field on campus?
Yeah, well, luckily right now they're not practicing at 6 a.m. because school's not in, so I don't have to get up as early. The sun be out by the time I wake up. So yeah, so it's no early mornings right now. That'll start once school starts and once they start getting ready for the first game. Okay,
see, I didn't even know that. Okay, there you go. Enjoy that little bit of rest that you got while you got it. All right. So again, if you're not following Gerald on Twitter, if you're missing out on the daily updates from the Tallahassee Democrat, RattlerNews.com, I believe is the link. If you really want to just go directly, you are missing out on some tidbits, some good stuff. So let's start from top. What are the top 2 or 3 storylines other than QB1 that are preseason interest points for you? I mean, look, we all know QB1. We'll talk about that in a minute. But outside of QB1, what are like 2 or 3 other storylines that you were looking at before camp started and have really kind of, okay, I'm really paying attention to these things over based on what I've seen in the past 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, man, I'm so tired of getting asked about who's gonna play quarterback. I'm like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But no,
I know.
I ain't gonna lie. I know too. That's all I'm gonna say. I know too.
It's me. I'm QB1.
Exactly. But I mean, other storylines. I mean, of course, you got new coordinators on each side of the ball. Coach Burris got promoted, during the offseason. So it's gonna be interesting seeing what the offense looks like under his leadership for a complete season. And then you got Coach Kenwick Thompson on the defensive side. So, of course, the dark cloud defense, it wasn't no dark clouds last year. So, It's gonna be interesting to see if they can shake back and get that thing rolling. And I mean, I know FAMU didn't do as well as they wanted to last year, but it got a lot of preseason hype. Every time you look, you see a guy getting on the All-American list, All Swag, HBCU National Player of the Year watch list.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of new faces out there. It's people out there. I'm like, man, I don't even know who that even is. So yeah, man, it's no shortage of storylines that goes into it. So it's gonna be it's an interesting training camp. I'm not gonna lie. I'm already tired of training camp. I'm ready for the games to start.
Wow, nice. Go ahead, Kelvin.
No, I want our guest co-host to jump in here. So
okay.
Ash, you got something, Gerald?
Gerald, let me see what kind of questions. What do I think the fans want to know from a fall camp? How are the lines look, offensive and defensive, from what your perspective?
Oh, the lines, they've gotten a lot of praise from Coach Cozy. I mean, the offensive line seemed like it's already kind of set. I mean, you got the two guys, Charles Davis and Ashton Grable. They getting all the preseason honors and things of that nature. He's real high on Elijah Felipe, Chris Williams. I believe Chris Williams transferred from Louisiana Monroe. And another guy who's been here for a minute, Ricky Taylor. I think he's been there since either 2021 to 2022. So I think they kind of, traditionally FAMU play the best five. So I'm pretty sure they're probably going to do that on the offensive line side. And then defensive line, defensive line needed a lot of help after last season. But you bringing back the big guy, Davion Westmoreland. And I feel like a lot of people, I mean, he made it on the SWAT team. But I feel like a lot of people don't talk about James Gardner, number 94. I believe he wearing
He does get kind of under the radar.
Yeah, he's under the radar, but I mean, he was one of the most productive guys last season. So I mean, it's Antonio Coleman. Forgot to throw him in there too. He didn't really play much last year, but so they got guys who can fill those gaps. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they really can in those rushing woes that the team had last year when teams just running all over the place on them.
I got two questions.
Go ahead.
My first question, and we all want to know, will we get a rushing TD before Game 6 this season?
What's the over-under?
What's
over
that
under
run game looking like?
2.5 games.
2.5
games. High on that run game. He's high on the run game right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, he high on even last year he was saying, run the ball. So I don't think it's going to take 6 games because last year it did take a little minute. It took a little minute, but I mean, you got Thad Franklin coming back, he's getting all the preseason hype too, all swag, HBCU preseason All-American, and then behind him you got Bo Somerset, who's been on the team since 2023 and got a lot of run last season, and then Jamal Haley from Western Michigan, he's gonna be like that speedster for them. So it should be more than enough rushing touchdowns before Game 6.
Good, very good. And then my other question: did we finally replace my boy? Do we have that person that's gonna get after that quarterback? We got that person coming off the edge. Did we replace Anthony Dunn yet?
Anthony Dunn is a name I haven't heard in a minute because he ain't been there for a couple seasons, but he was a dog.
We replaced him yet?
Yeah, he was a dog. He was a dog here, but I mean, it's gonna have to be Westmoreland. It's gonna have to be Antonio Coleman if they're the two guys that's controlling that edge. So I think Cozy, he talked about how the defense was getting after the quarterback. I specifically remember him talking about it after day one account. So maybe the dark cloud defense be starting them storms up a little bit on this season too.
So Gerald, the first 4 or 5 days of tour days, I mean, it ain't no tour days no more, but 4 days.
Hey, well, you trying to get no sanction, bro?
But the first 4 or 5 days of fall camp, they're in shells and not doing serious hitting.
Gym
They
class.
put they put pads on tomorrow. But I guess has anybody flashed right? Look like a t-shirt All-American. Is it and I give you an example like when Marquise Bell.
Yeah.
When he came out there, even when they were doing the exercises,
we knew
he popped.
Yeah.
So have you seen anybody pop so far?
Oh, one guy. I mean, he's been there since the spring, but one guy that everybody's seen high on is Taquan Lattimore. He transferred from North Carolina to Charlotte, so playing that safety position. Didn't really play much at Charlotte. He's a new transfer, but he got some JUCO time where he played at Georgia Military College, and he was a good player there. So I mean, I want to say he a t-shirt All-American because he not played in the spring game and all those things. And he now went through a whole semester with the team and summertime with the team. So I'll say that would be a guy to look out for. I think it'll be some big things coming from him on that last line of defense.
I'm gonna share a quick 2 stats with you. I looked this up today. I don't know what made me look for it. Do you all realize that 2/3 of our rosters are junior, seniors, and grad students? This is a very experienced team.
Yeah.
And along the offensive line, you talked about some of the guys who be stepping up in more prominent roles, but who've been here a long time. Out of our linemen, I think only 3 are underclassmen. Everybody's a grad student. So this team is very experienced and played a lot of ball. Some of those guys was on the championship team. So in the trenches, both offense and defense, a lot of defensive line return, outside of my man who went to Auburn, most of those guys are back. So, and we added on some guys as well as guys who sat out. So I think what would distinguish this team from last year's team is the depth and the experience of both lines. If they are difference makers, then that bodes well because I think our schedule sets up really, really well this year too with almost all the marquee games in Bragg.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, another thing with them being experienced is that they've been able to have time around each other. Like, remember around this time last year or a little before, around this time last year, they were still adding, they were still trying to get more players in the roster just because of it was just a lot of exes during that springtime during the whole entire coaching transition, which is expected. So this time you got guys that, man, last spring, man, I don't even know what to say, man. It wasn't nobody out there.
It was bad. It was.
And if we remember last year, this time, some coaches were just getting there as well, like vital coaches. So all of that plays into everything that happened last year leading into last season. So
I think the freak maker came in July, right?
Yeah, end of July.
End of July.
Our D-line coach and things like that. So those are things that kind of go unsaid oftentimes, and we don't make excuses. We just get better. But absolutely, we're better this year and more equipped and ready to roll into our August 30th game.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah, they got a full house now, so there's no excuses now. You got everybody you need. You got all your players, so it's time to bow up and go out there and play.
Let me hit a few questions up that some of you guys in the chats are asking. Again, don't ask any questions about QB1 in the chats because I'm not going to ask Gerald.
I got a few plays in the other day, so
you got competition to shame.
Gerald, it's my spot. Okay, come in the second half.
So this question has to do with the wide receivers and tight ends. What's your view on how the wide receivers and tight ends are looking in terms of working with those quarterbacks, or just what can you? I heard somebody describe our wide receiving room as being a little light this year. I don't know where I picked that up at, but what's your thoughts, Gerald?
Light as in like their size, or light as in they ain't got no receivers?
Maybe depth, quality
okay.
depth. I don't think
Yeah.
numbers, not necessarily numbers, but
Yeah, I was about to say, FAMU receivers always been like. I mean, one of FAMU like receivers in the NFL right now, being the light receiver. But receivers, I mean, if you ask me who will be receiver one, I'll probably say Goldie Lawrence. He showed flashes last year. He's in a different jersey number this year. He's wearing number 2 now. So, y'all gonna have to get used to these players with these different jersey numbers. I'm going to tell y'all right now.
I see a lot of them change jersey numbers.
Yeah, Thad Franklin wearing a different jersey number. Bo Somerset wearing a different jersey number. Westmoreland wearing a different jersey number. So y'all just gonna have to get used to them, because I'm still getting used to them myself. So somebody might have made a play out there, and I'm like, I don't know who that even is, and it could be somebody last year. But yeah, I think Goldie Lawrence. Just from looking at the roster, I think Goldie Lawrence would be receiver one. Of course,
what about Ace?
Ace is out right now. He out right now. He's hurt. So and I talked to him. I don't think he'll be ready for the season. So, but yeah, the AC. I mean, whenever he can play again, he'll be one of the guys. Because I told him I said, before you got injured, you was leading the team in touchdowns. So
yeah, he was that guy.
Yeah, but yeah, AC he's not practicing right now, but he out there every day, just going through some injury stuff. But yeah, Goldie Lawrence, Wilcher that transferred from Illinois. I like him. Seemed like
he's pretty fast, right?
Yeah, you said what?
He's pretty fast, right?
Yeah, because he was returning kicks at Illinois. So
Illinois. Oh, that's from Illinois.
Yeah, and Speedy Rogers, Jalen Rogers, number 1. He'll be a guy. Yeah, he was playing. He played the MEAC Sweat Challenger, and then he was out for the rest of the season, but he's back now. So I think they got some wide receiver depth. I mean, I don't really think they got anybody that's tall or anything like that. But I mean, that's FAMU receivers. They want them. They want those guys who don't have to be the biggest, but they can dust a defensive back. And then tight end wise, of course, lost Kobe Gross to the portal. A guy that Cozy talked about that played well. More specifically, after the first practice was I might pronounce his name wrong. Gashawn Myrtle. He from Tulane.
Yeah.
Cozy said he saw some good things from them. So they'll have guys to pass the ball to. It's just a matter of how often they're gonna be passing the ball.
See, if FAMU or we can ever figure out how to get these guys jerseys printed, and so that they can earn NIL off their jerseys, I bet you they'll stop changing numbers, because you start losing people. Like if I was a young kid and I wanted to get a Thad Franklin 23, 23 is a dope number.
It's a throwback now.
But it's like, Thad, why would you change? What number did he go to from 23? See, that just right there tells me.
He went 0 now.
Oh.
Agent 0.
See,
and Terrell Jennings was 23. You just
associate
that with
I'm not gonna lie.
There's a tradition of 23 was about to become a thing with FAMU running backs, and now who's wearing? No disrespect to who's wearing 23 now. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who's wearing 23 right now.
See, come on, man.
You gotta wait till the roster get updated with the numbers.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Let me see what else we got. Are you starting to see any flashes of the dark cloud defense coming back, or is it a little too early before we got to see them start hitting people first?
You got to see them start hitting people first, but like I said, I've heard good things about them. I've seen good things. They've been able to get, they've been able to rush the offense a little bit. So, I mean, I think they was rushing offense a little bit last year at training camp, and then once we got to the games, it wasn't, that wasn't happening. So, so I don't want to get nobody hopes up. I think just with this kind of new defensive coordinator and everything, maybe the dark cloud defense could be back, because that just was not characteristic of a FAMU standard of defense, especially since the time I've been. I got hurt in the 22 season and saw the 23 team, so. I always was used to FAMU being, on top of the defensive standing. So, I mean, those guys, they got a lot to prove. They want to be able to, have that name again, because last year it wasn't a dark cloud defense. It was a sunny side of defense last year.
Partly cloudy defense.
Partly cloudy. That's what.
Yeah.
Now I don't even think it was no clouds out there. It wasn't even no clouds, man. It was straight sunlight.
Oh God. Tim Young asked about the young man, a safety linebacker Powell. Is he back from injury?
Andre Powell? Yeah, I seen him out there. Yeah, I seen him out there.
Okay. Let me see. Let's see. While I scan through any other questions. Ron Jab's asking, can we retire the rack? I'm asking, can we retire the Rack Boys? But he wants to know, can we call the receiving core Rack Boys? I want to retire that name.
You got to talk to Jaquay Nunnally and all them about that, man, and all that.
Well, the way you were able to be
are
a
they
rack
good
boy,
enough? Yeah,
you got to be a rack boy.
Yeah, are you good enough? That's what he asking.
You got to talk to the receivers that came before. I can't go out there and call them the Rack Boy just because I want to call them it. So they got to go out there and perform.
You got to show that you're a rack boy if you want to be in the rack boy fraternity.
Hey, Gerald. One question.
He said no.
One question I have, Gerald, is so with the new coaches out there, the new coordinators, even special teams, what differences have you seen, or are there any major differences in how we practice?
I think the practices are pretty kind of, I mean, from my eye, you know, I'm not a coach or a player or anything, but I mean, they look pretty the same. I mean, those coaches are still, the offensive line still practicing in the same area that they were practicing in. The defense line still practicing in the same area they practicing in. So just from the naked eye, it's not really any differences. But I mean, those new coaches, they're very hands-on. Coach Cedric Williams, the offensive line coach, he's very, hands-on. So, and Coach Thompson, the defensive coordinator, he's very hands-on, as the coaches should be. So I think it's pretty much the same. They still do all these special team stuff and all of those. So, So I mean, of course it's gonna be nuances with new coaches, but I mean, nothing significant that I could pick up from.
Okay. Let's see. Hollow asks, do you feel like we have replaced Bowler?
You can't replace Bowler. Okay. You can't replace him. He's been too much of an integral piece in that defense. So I mean, it's going to take a bunch of guys to replace Bowler. I mean, you got TJ Huggins coming back. He's also expecting big things from him. He led the team in the interceptions last year because no team wanted to throw the Bowler side. You saw when Jackson threw this side, he went up and got it over the receiver.
Yep.
So I mean, it's gonna take a few guys to replace him. I know another guy from UConn, Isaiah Davis. So it's gonna take a few guys. I mean, Jamil Sanders also. He got all SWAC honors. So you don't replace Kendall Bowler with one person. It got to take committee. It's just like when Marquise Bell and Isaiah Lands and all them graduated. You didn't necessarily replace them, but you brought in a bunch of dudes that would be able to fill that gap.
Got a couple questions related to special teams. What's your views on what have you seen from special teams? I think it's a little early. Hollow one's asking about the special teams coverage. I know it's a little early for all that, Hollow, but I mean, it is a concern.
Last year. Oh yeah, it was bad.
I know they got the top punter in the SWAC from last year, Alexander Davis. I mean, he played for Valley, so I mean, no disrespect.
He got a lot of punts in last year.
He did a lot of punting. Except for when they came to brag. But
you have to do that.
I mean,
man. He didn't have it was a good joke until Gerald finished it off like that. Until Gerald had to add that. He had to add that, Gerald.
Gerald, whose side are you on? Let us know right now where
his journalistic side came out real fast.
Yeah, that objectivity. Whose side are you on, sir?
I mean, he your FAMU now, so I mean, if he punting now, he punting for FAMU instead of punting against him. So, so I think it'll be good. And then they got the kickers, Porto from Holy Cross, and he like broke Holy Cross record for a single game or like a field goal for like 53 yards. So then they got the other guy, Cooper from Edward Waters. So they were signing a lot of kickers over the summer too. So they gonna make sure that's intact, because I know last year they lost kicker and a punter in the middle of the season. So just in case it happened again, they got people behind them that's gonna be able to come in and get to work.
That's the battle we should all be talking about, everybody. Not QB1. How about K1? That's the kicker. That's the battle we all need to figure out. What is K1 looking like?
Man, those punts put us in some spots last year. So I know Coach don't want to be caught in that again. You got to rectify that one, because our defense had to work behind the 8 ball a lot.
Do we have a kicker who can kick it to the end zone kickoffs? So that we ain't got to worry about coverage.
yeah, I can see that.
Got a question about a freshman wide receiver, Moses White, 6'4", from out of Tampa, Hillsborough High School. I don't know. Larry Sargent seems to be pretty high on him. Have you had a chance? I don't know. I'm assuming he's already in camp. Have you had a chance?
I've seen him. Actually, I've seen him, but I'm not about to sit here and lie and say I scout him out and all that. So,
is Ja'Cory Jordan out there?
Thank you. I was just about to ask.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Jordan's out there. Yeah.
All right. Wide receiver. Back to wide receiver now.
Yeah, receiver. Yeah.
What about the little kick returner from Atlanta? What's his name?
Lockhart. Man, I was just looking for Lockhart. He's not the biggest guy, so I mean I could miss him.
No mind.
Thank you. Move on.
I ain't seen him.
Wait a minute, what happened? What? I missed something.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Next question.
Move on.
Look, see, y'all like move on.
We'll talk offline.
I haven't seen him, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I haven't seen him.
Move on.
It's a lot of. Have you lineman? He's a true freshman lineman. I think he's on the
defense or
offensive line, but he's a true freshman. But he's already like college size.
The guy from Orlando.
Yes.
Dr. Phillips.
And I can see him because he's always posted on Twitter.
He's always posting about how he's so ready to be. I know he's had to come in here and think of
his name.
David Gardner. David Gardner, 6'6", 285 from Dr. Phillips.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've seen him. I mean, he could get in. Like Cozy said, they got like 10 linemen that they can play. So, he could be in that 10. So, and they play the best 5. So, if you can play multiple positions, then, you got a shot to play to give them linemen some break.
Yeah. He came in with the size. He didn't need to get in.
I seen pictures of him. So, yeah.
He's huge.
I feel like he shouldn't be able to miss him out there. What's the schedule for? Okay, so pads is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is there an upcoming scrimmage this weekend? Because I've seen some other schools start to do some scrimmaging. What's the plans for how many scrimmages before, whether it be before school starts or first game?
Yeah, so they've got the shoulder pads on, then they got full pads on tomorrow. Then they scrimmage this Saturday. I don't really know all the details. I know it's a closed scrimmage, so if don't go on my author page refreshing it, because nothing ever gonna update, because I won't be at the scrimmage. So but yeah, there is a scrimmage this weekend, and then there's another one in a couple weeks too. So
can you give your media credential to Kelvin? Kelvin will gladly be Gerald Thomas on Saturday. He might have to wear a different hat, a different shirt.
No, it depends what time it is, because school finna start. I got a 10-year-old, so
you got back to school shopping to do. Last minute back to school shopping. I got you. Okay. All right. So no updates from Gerald on Saturday.
I'll have some type of update from the scrimmage. I won't be at the scrimmage. I actually won't be in town this weekend, but I'll have some type of update, just to see what all happened, once I get back.
I might have some details too for this weekend.
Ashley, you gonna be there? You gonna be there this weekend?
I'll be in Tallahassee this weekend. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right, Gerald. So how's my guy how's our friend of the program, Jet Petty, been looking, Gerald?
He been looking good.
Just asking because he's been on the show, friend of the program. You know, that's it. I just leave it at that.
Yeah, he been getting some run. I mean, you know, Cozy said, you know, he's trying to be fair to everybody and give everybody a shot. You know, to win the job. So I mean, there's been a handful of quarterbacks that have been out there. You know, I feel like I know who's the best quarterback out there.
Are you charting? Let me ask this, because as I've been paying attention to camps with other, and I'm going to equate this to what I've seen or heard in the NFL, but there are people who are charting like snaps with per unit or just snaps. Are you keeping track of stuff like that? And I don't know if it's even easy to tell first and second unit, but are you able to track that? Have you been tracking that?
Man, if they see me out there tracking snaps, man, it's gonna be a black number.
I'm about to say now, Bryan.
I just have to ask. You know, it's.
I would say it is a quarterback out there getting more snaps with the ones than others.
Okay. All right.
Me.
You know what? Stop it. When you start throwing, you get people throwing off. All right. All right, you guys, any other last questions for Gerald? Anything that we haven't asked? Appreciate all you guys in the chat room, obviously asking questions other than QB1, because we know Cozy's not talking about it, Tashay has claimed it, and Gerald's not talking about it. So there we go.
But I'm moving up the depth chart though. I'm at QB3 right now, so by the end of next week, they might be announcing me as QB1.
So you done moved a few people. We've already hit up the tight ends, Larry. Yeah, we've already kind of talked about the tight ends a little bit.
Well, Gerald, when do you think Coach Cozy has said multiple times that he's going to do plans to make a decision and making a public announcement early, right?
Yeah.
If you could guess, when do you think it would be? Like, when would he make the decision?
I don't know, but soon I'm gonna just start asking every time I talk to him. Because I try to stay away from the quarterback conversation because I know he get asked about it so many times. But like once it starts getting cool, I'm just ask every day and just be like, you know, you probably tell me.
Hold on, I got something for all five of us right here. Hold on, I got something for all five.
After the second scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm about to say maybe after the second scrimmage.
Well, hold on. What day?
He might know it after this scrimmage right here.
He already know it. He know it already.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Well, I think we all know who it is, but you know.
Okay. Since everybody's so confident, let's give a date then. We're gonna put closest to the pin. So whoever Kelvin's buying drinks for whoever comes closest to the pin, and if Kelvin hits, I'm buying drinks. All right. So let's go closest to the pin. Whoever comes up with the closest date. So we'll go ladies first. Ashley, what date are you saying Cozy will pick a name? Somebody write this down because I don't have a pen right now.
Okay,
what date are you saying?
My date is going to be August 18th.
Okay, Ashley's going August 18th. Tashay. You can't repeat dates, and I'm mad because Ashley stole my date. So
right,
ladies first.
I know.
What day is he going to announce?
Yes. What day are we going to get a name?
She's 18, 19.
Okay. Kelvin, what day?
16th.
Oh, damn. All right. I'm gonna steal the 17th because I was looking that same weekend. I'm gonna steal the 17th. Gerald, I mean, look, we took a lot of dates around a weekend. I know we took a bunch of them, Gerald. What's left? We give you what's left.
I'm gonna be an early bird. I'm gonna say he gonna name it on the 12th.
Okay.
I was kind of feeling like that, Gerald.
So you talking about by next Wednesday's show? Gerald saying we got a QB1.
I'm gonna say he gonna name it after the first scrimmage.
Right there. All right, Larry Sargent's going with the 15th. Okay, I like it. Closest to the pin. We'll see who comes up with it. Yeah, somebody's got all that written down, so we'll see. We will see. All right, Gerald, we appreciate you taking some time out tonight to come on and give us some camp updates. Appreciate all your coverage. Some good stuff. If you guys are looking for, I just was pumping around. If you want to find out who are some of the transfers, some of the new guys, I mean, Gerald's covering this thing from so many different angles, giving you some great intel in various ways. I encourage you to make sure you're checking out his stuff. RattlerNews.com, Tallahassee Democrat is where you can find him. And yeah, good stuff. Appreciate you, Gerald.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me. I'll be back at practice tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. And August 12th, he gonna name the quarterback on August 12th. He said he gonna name it early, so we gonna see. He gonna name it while I'm asleep one day or something, and I'm gonna wake up.
Just wake up and the internet's ablaze.
Everybody gonna tell me instead of telling y'all, instead of me telling y'all. So
breaking news, but the guy who covers the team just said it would be on the 12th. So that's a little bit of inside breaking news.
He came back a little confident on that second time. I feel like he
know a little something.
He use his credentials.
Gerald, you know a little something. You know a little something.
He's trying to tell you without telling you. So just got to read between the lines.
If I was a coach, I know who my quarterback would be. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
See, I said the same thing. I said the same thing 3 years ago, and boom, turned out to be right. I said it last year, turned out to be right. So I'm just saying, we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see if I can go 3 for 3. All right, Gerald. We'll talk. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Okay. Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right. There we go. All right. Well, ladies,
don't be long with it. These ladies got to go too. and Kelvin Rosen too.
I was going to give them an opportunity to close out with a final word about FangExchange. Tell us anything we need to know. How do we support all that? All the stuff we need to know, and then I was going to let you close, Kelvin, from there. Okay, see.
All right, you go ahead and give it. I'll piggyback off.
Go ahead. No, just take it. Go ahead, take it.
Well, we've talked a lot about FangExchange today, so hopefully you've learned something new, or just kind of reiterated, heard something that you've already heard before. Website to FangExchange is right here on the screen, so you're more than welcome to go to the website, peruse around. Again, you can email us. We do talk to you. Matter of fact, just before I got on the call, I had someone call me about FangExchange. A member actually called me, and I'm going to have to call him back. I guess at this point, it'll be tomorrow. But we're real people. We're open, honest about where your funds are going and how they're being used. So reach out to us. Reach out to us on Twitter, X, Instagram, even Facebook, FangExchange on all social media platforms. You can become a member. You can give a one-time donation. You can join in some of the initiatives that we have done and will do in the future. You can have your business become a sponsor, and we will promote your business for you on all of our open channels, as well as tailgates and events that might come in the future. So there are a plethora of opportunities for you to partner with FangExchange to ultimately make sure our student athletes develop their brand.
All right. She covered it. Tasha, you want to add anything?
Let
us know again where you got that dope sweater from,
My hockey jersey from AL Collection. Anthony Lawrence, he does a lot of HBCU apparel, and he got some real cool stuff. So my hockey jersey is real fly. Got it from AL Collection.
Man, okay.
Hey,
I haven't seen that.
I just want you to know, Tasha, don't think you're the only one now.
Oh, you got one too.
Oh yeah. I haven't worn it yet. And head of the year, still haven't worn it yet.
She beat you to it. You can't wear it on the show because she debuted it. She got you beat on this one, Kelvin. You can't wear it on the show now.
Yeah, she do. I can see.
All right. Kelvin, any final words as we close out?
No. Well, the only thing I want to say is we have guests like Tasha and Ash and Colonel, and last week we had Will from the Boosters, and we'll have Fangs Up Keith next week with the track coach. We're trying to make sure we get the word out and educate Rattler Nation, HBCUs at large, about the changed landscape of athletics and the importance of us supporting and giving. And so we hope that when people see and hear that their support, it lead to action, because we need action. We need dollars.
Yes.
And as Ash say, we all have a role to play in that. We good at saying, somebody need to do this, somebody need to do that. Well, I'm saying you need to do it. Here's a mechanism. You can give $10, $15, $20 one time or multiple times, however you want to do it. But you have a role and you have opportunity. So please, 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 we appreciate those who do support, and we're begging and asking those who haven't yet to consider to do so. And it makes a difference with our student athletes.
It does. What can I say one more thing before you go, Bryan?
Sure.
I thought about it when Kelvin mentioned Fangs Up and track coach. So another thing that I'm pretty sure Keith and track coach will speak on next week when they come on is that we're partnering with them in that effort as well. So FangExchange is here to help and push forward the mission all around. So I just want to make sure you all knew that, and I know they'll speak on it because we've already spoke on it, that we're helping. So again, it's not just football, it's not just basketball, those are revenue generating, but we want to make sure that we support as many of our student athletes as we can across all sports.
Absolutely.
Kelvin, I don't know why JT decided to ask me this question, but I thought that's one of those questions that Kelvin, as the executive producer of Booking Guests, that's kind of his category. And since he is in Tallahassee, JT, I will leave that question to Kelvin Rozier.
As the great philosopher Gator said, them sorry Mets lost.
And that's all we got to say about that.
Yeah.
I do want to, while we're bumping around, I know you told me to be quick. I know Mike Reed had sent me a note earlier regarding the Rays caps, right? For those of you who are going to the Tampa Bay Rays game against St. Louis on Friday, August 22nd. It's going to be played at Steinbrenner Park, right across the street from Raymond James. Mike sent me a note this morning saying that he's still offering a few more FAMU Rays cap only options for only a few more days. So if you can't make the game and you want to purchase a cap, you have to contact him. And you got to contact Mike. And there it is right there. If you want to contact Mike, you can hit him up right there, 813-240-3116, or hit him up on the website, justlookingout.com. Make sure you let him know StrikeZone is the code. You heard about it right here. So that's a course. Or you may be one of those people that wants to take advantage of the all-you-can-eat options for that game as well. That's for those of you who are interested in that. The other thing, I want to encourage everybody to go download SWAC TV. Ladies, have you downloaded SWAC TV yet on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Google Play, Android TV? What's your
I've been watching
impression?
stuff on there.
What's your impression so far?
I watched. It's pretty standard, for an app. And for what's on there, I think that it'll progressively improve as far as obviously more games. I see that there are already skins up or images for upcoming games that'll be shown on there for the next season. I think I looked at SWAC Media Day is on there as well. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's really good for us to have our own, and so I think that for that reason, I mean, I like what we see, and I do hope to see it even improve. Apps always have updates, and we all have apps on our phones. There's always a download or update. So I do think that it'll just get better than what it is right now.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to go back and watch those games. Yeah, I'm excited. That's the biggest thing that I am waiting for. I think that every Celebration Bowl should be on there, because I I go and watch the highlights of when we went to Celebration Bowl all the time. So I'm excited to see, some of those other games. So
I'm anticipating. I really hope that the production is on point, because they got a private company that they contracting that out to, and they're supposed to be what they say 4K, I think, with the latest technology. So so if the quality of the production is good, man, it's going to be huge. It's going to be big. So
yep.
I think there will be more. I think sometime next week we might have some updates regarding SWAC TV from a university level next week. Just kind of some information I learned. So maybe by next Wednesday, we might know some more regarding how SWAC TV is going to play out in the lives of FAMU and other schools. So just we'll kind of keep you posted on that. But it is important that this is, as a member of the SWAC, we must support. So we have to go download it. And these downloads count. The same pitch that I think I give for our show, the same pitch Ashley and Tashay, you guys give on your show, the downloads matter because it lets the algorithm know that people care. So we got to go support SWAC TV. We got to support FangExchange. And, of course, support our show. Go download the BCSN Pod Zone everywhere that you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Google Podcasts. All of the shows on the Black College Sports Network you can find right there on BCSN Pod Zone. Download, rate, review, subscribe. Thank you. And, of course, make sure you're following us on all social media, et cetera, et cetera. All right.
I forgot to mention our show as well. You're calling out the show. Yeah. We have a show, a weekly show as well on YouTube under the FangExchange page. Make sure you subscribe as well to that. Come watch us. We always have updates, guests. We have a good time on Thursday evenings. So come check us out.
Do.
Sometimes we do midday shows, but mainly on Thursday evening. So right after Fangs Up podcast, come on over to FangExchange to check us out on Thursdays at 9 p.m. on YouTube. We're happy to have you join in with us in the chat.
There you go.
Y'all need to find out where they sitting at on game day too, because their commentation is awesome.
You saw us at the Jackson game.
Where were y'all at the Jackson game?
Talking crap.
It's a treat. It is a treat. That's all I'm gonna say.
They were probably they were nervous for about until the last 3 minutes, but yeah,
we gave it everything we had.
We sure did. We were coaching up in there.
All right. Ladies, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of tonight's show. You guys, again, thank you to Isis Williams for joining us. Thank you, Colonel Eli, for joining us, and Gerald Thomas III. It's been a loaded show, a fun show. Hopefully Marcus Green will be back with us next week. So keep him. He is well. Reach him, hit him up. Decatur_G is where you can find him on Twitter. Let him know you missed him.
And we will look to have some guest co-hosts more frequently throughout the season, including the two on camera.
All right. For Tashay, Ashley, and Kelvin, I'm Bryan. Thanks for watching tonight. Fangs up, Rattlers. Be well. Have a great week. And we will talk to you soon. Rattlers, make sure you strike, and strike again. Peace out.
Yeah.